Kanye West is a name that has become synonymous with both unbridled creativity and unrelenting controversy. From his humble beginnings as a producer for Jay-Z to his meteoric rise as a solo artist, Kanye has left an indelible mark on the music industry and popular culture. However, his journey has been anything but smooth, marked by a series of high-profile scandals, public outbursts, and personal struggles that have threatened to derail his career on numerous occasions. In this documentary, we will delve deep into the life and downfall of Kanye West, exploring the experiences, influences, and personal demons that have shaped him into the complex and often polarizing figure he is today. We'll uncover the stories behind his groundbreaking albums, his tumultuous relationships, and his relentless pursuit of creative and personal reinvention. Along the way, we'll hear from those who have known him best, including industry insiders, collaborators, and even Kanye himself, as we seek to understand the driving forces behind his meteoric rise and his eventual downfall. Through it all, we'll examine the broader cultural and societal implications of Kanye's actions, exploring how his unique blend of artistic genius and uncompromising ego have both elevated and undermined his legacy. From his controversial comments on slavery and mental health to his divisive political affiliations, we'll delve into the complex web of factors that have made Kanye West one of the most polarizing figures in modern music and popular culture. Ultimately, this documentary will serve as a cautionary tale about the perils of unchecked ambition and the dangers of allowing one's ego to overshadow their artistic vision. But it will also celebrate the undeniable brilliance and innovation that have defined Kanye's career, and the ways in which he has pushed the boundaries of what is possible in the world of music and beyond. Early life and beginnings. Kanye West was born on June 8, 1977, in Atlanta, Georgia, to Ray and Donda West. His father, Ray, was a former Black Panther and photojournalist, while his mother, Donda, was a professor of English at Clark Atlanta University. From an early age, Kanye was exposed to a diverse array of cultural influences, from his father's political activism to his mother's academic pursuits. Growing up in a middle-class household, Kanye's childhood was marked by a deep appreciation for the arts, particularly music. He began experimenting with music production at the age of 14, using a drum machine and sampling equipment to create his first beats. Kanye's early musical influences were eclectic, ranging from the soulful sounds of Marvin Gaye and Curtis Mayfield to the experimental hip-hop of De La Soul and A Tribe Called Quest. After high school, Kanye enrolled at Chicago's American Academy of Art, where he studied painting and design. However, his true passion lay in music, and he soon dropped out of the program to pursue a career as a producer. In the late 1990s, Kanye began working with local artists in Chicago, honing his skills and building a reputation as a talented and innovative producer. Kanye's big break came in 2000 when he met Jay-Z, who was impressed by the young producer's work and offered him a deal to produce tracks for his upcoming album, The Blueprint. Kanye's contributions to The Blueprint were widely acclaimed, and he quickly became one of the most sought-after producers in the industry. The rise of Kanye West. With his newfound success as a producer, Kanye began to shift his focus towards his own musical aspirations. In 2004, he released his debut solo album, The College Dropout, which was an immediate critical and commercial success. The album's blend of soulful samples, introspective lyrics, and Kanye's distinctive vocal delivery struck a chord with listeners, and it quickly established him as a rising star in the world of hip-hop. Kanye's subsequent albums, Late Registration, 2005, and Graduation, 2007, cemented his status as one of the most innovative and influential artists of his generation. Each album showcased Kanye's evolving musical vision, as he incorporated elements of electronic, rock, and classical music into his signature sound. The success of these albums also allowed Kanye to expand his creative horizons as he began to experiment with fashion design, filmmaking, and other artistic pursuits. One of the key factors in Kanye's rise to fame was his willingness to challenge the status quo and push the boundaries of what was considered acceptable in the music industry. From his outspoken political views to his provocative stage antics, Kanye was never one to shy away from controversy. His infamous interruption of Taylor Swift's acceptance speech at the 2009 MTV Video Music Awards, for example, sparked a media firestorm and cemented his reputation as a brash and unapologetic artist. Despite the controversies, Kanye's creative output during this period was undeniably impressive. He collaborated with a diverse array of artists, from Jay-Z and Rihanna to Bon Iver and Daft Punk, and his albums were widely praised for their sonic experimentation and thematic depth. Kanye's willingness to take risks and push the boundaries of what was possible in hip-hop earned him a legion of devoted fans who saw him as a visionary artist who was unafraid to challenge the status quo. The downfall begins. However, as Kanye's fame and success continued to grow, so too did the scrutiny and criticism he faced. His outspoken political views, particularly his support for Donald Trump and his controversial comments about slavery, began to alienate many of his fans and collaborators. In 2018, Kanye's album Ye was met with a mixed critical reception, and his subsequent album, Jesus is King, was seen by many as a disappointing departure from his earlier work. Kanye's personal life also began to unravel during this period. His marriage to Kim Kardashian, which had been a source of media attention and public fascination, began to crumble, and the couple eventually filed for divorce in 2022. Kanye's mental health struggles, which he had openly discussed in the past, also became increasingly public, with the artist being hospitalized for a mental health crisis in 2016. As Kanye's personal and professional life spiraled, his public behavior became increasingly erratic and concerning. He engaged in a series of high-profile feuds with other celebrities, including Taylor Swift and Drake, and his social media presence became a source of controversy and concern. Kanye's comments on topics ranging from slavery to the COVID-19 pandemic were widely criticized as insensitive and misinformed, and many began to question whether his creative genius had been overshadowed by his increasingly unstable behavior. The downfall continues. In the years following the release of Jesus is King, Kanye's downfall continued unabated. His subsequent albums, including Donda 2021 and Donda 2 2022, were met with mixed reviews, and his public persona became increasingly erratic and unpredictable. One of the most significant factors in Kanye's downfall was his growing embrace of far-right political ideologies. In 2018, he began to publicly align himself with Donald Trump, even visiting the White House and wearing a "Make America Great Again" hat. Kanye's support for Trump and his controversial policies, including his stance on immigration and racial justice, alienated many of his fans and collaborators and further cemented his reputation as a polarizing and divisive figure. Kanye's political affiliations were not the only source of controversy during this period. In 2022, he faced widespread backlash for a series of antisemitic comments he made on social media and in interviews, which were widely condemned as hate speech. Kanye's comments led to a number of high-profile business partnerships being severed, including his lucrative deal with Adidas, and further damaged his reputation as a public figure. Throughout this period, Kanye's mental health struggles continued to be a source of concern. In 2022, he was hospitalized again for a mental health crisis, and many of his fans and supporters expressed concern for his well-being. Kanye's erratic behavior, including his frequent social media outbursts and his refusal to seek professional help, only served to exacerbate the public's perception of him as a troubled and unstable individual. The legacy of Kanye West. As Kanye West's downfall continues to unfold, it's clear that his legacy will be a complex and multifaceted one. On the one hand, he is undoubtedly one of the most innovative and influential artists of his generation, with a body of work that has transformed the landscape of contemporary music. His albums, from The College Dropout to Donda, have pushed the boundaries of what is possible in hip-hop and have inspired countless other artists to follow in his footsteps. However, Kanye's legacy is also inextricably linked to his personal and professional controversies. His outspoken political views, his public feuds with other celebrities, and his ongoing mental health struggles have all contributed to a perception of him as a troubled and unstable individual. Many have criticized Kanye for his perceived narcissism and his unwillingness to take responsibility for his actions, and his legacy has been further tarnished by his recent antisemitic comments and the resulting fallout. Despite these controversies, Kanye's impact on popular culture cannot be denied. He has been a trailblazer in the world of fashion, with his Yeezy line becoming one of the most sought-after brands in the industry. He has also been a vocal advocate for mental health awareness, using his platform to destigmatize issues like depression and bipolar disorder. Ultimately, Kanye West's legacy will be defined by the tension between his undeniable creative genius and his personal and professional missteps. While his music and his influence on the industry will undoubtedly endure, his legacy will also be shaped by the ways in which he has navigated the challenges of fame and the personal demons that have threatened to derail his career. As we look to the future, it remains to be seen whether Kanye will be able to overcome the challenges he has faced and reclaim his status as one of the most influential artists of his generation. But one thing is certain: his story will continue to captivate and inspire audiences for years to come, serving as a cautionary tale about the perils of unchecked ambition and the importance of maintaining a healthy balance between one's personal and professional lives.